All right. All right. I think we're ready to get going. A little headphone change out real quick. If anybody got to check the stream yesterday or came in the podcast, had some technical issues. It's going to happen. I think I was having some issues yesterday on the stream, and just a lot of cutting out and some issues on my end. So I'm going to have to re-record the episode number 40, which is a bummer, but that's kind of how it goes sometimes. And here we are. So I'm going to re-record it and change things up a little bit. If you guys see the episode, then cool. But if not, then you won't know the difference. I guess I don't need to say anything. But it's part of the world of trying to navigate technology sometimes. But we're going to go and jump into the podcast, episode 40. This is Lofi Vocal Beats. And so I'm going to kick it off with the theme music. So you get a little bit of that background behind the scenes world of podcasting. Or the way I do podcasting, I guess. Huh? Anyway. All right, I think we're good. I've been noticing there's still some little things going on the stream, but in the podcast, it's not recording that way. So if that bothers you a lot, obviously you can still listen to the podcast normally on the anchor.fm/Pickles and Beats or on your favorite streaming platform. So anyway, let's get into it. Welcome into the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast. This is episode number 40. Welcome in. Hope everybody out there is doing well. I'm your host, Chris, producer of the new and the used. And as I said, this is episode number 40. Today is all about the Lo-Fi vocal beats. So far through all these episodes, there's been dominantly just instrumental. I think lo-fi music in general has a very dominantly instrumental feel to it, and just being that background music, kind of just lo-fi chill or sleepy stuff. A lot of people don't like to have lyrics, kind of thing. They like to just listen to the beats. But the lo-fi, beats mixed with, whether that's hip hop vocals or just light ambient vocals, samples. I mean, vocals play a role definitely in the lo-fi world, and so I wanted to kind of highlight that a little bit here today. So once again, that is the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast. You can go to anchor.fm/Pickles and Beats to see the main site and find your links to all your favorite platforms, whether that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Stitcher. It doesn't matter what you use, you should be able to find Pickles and Beats on all those major platforms, but also on all your social media sites, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. We're streaming on Twitch right now. We don't have a regular schedule. It's kind of here and there at the moment, but as soon as I nail something down as a regular schedule for streaming, I'll make sure I post it. But right now, it's just give us a like, a share, follow, all that stuff, and notifications on, and it'll let you know when I'm streaming, and you can pop in and hang out. But so today we got the live stream on Twitch and YouTube as well. They both stream simultaneously, so you can check us out either Pickles and Beats podcast on either form, but you can just type in Pickles and Beats and should be able to come up for you. And same thing for, I don't know if I mentioned again, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, across the board, Pickles and Beats. So appreciate that very much. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the first track today. This is episode 40 Lo-Fi Vocal Beats, and so we're going to have some vocals on all these tracks today. So I've slipped in a beat here or there that have vocals, but haven't had a episode where it was all dominantly vocals. So I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be fun. Remember when I put these things together, a lot of it comes from just listening to playlists and kind of free searching. And if it sounds really cool or sounds really interesting in the first 30 seconds for me, throw it on the playlist. And then I'll reorganize the playlist to fit for the podcast, whether that's, within the past couple months, we've had, summertime lo-fi, coffee lo-fi beats, lo-fi trumpet beats, lo-fi saxophone beats. I've been trying to mix it up as much as I possibly can, but while also making it fun. So anyway, let's jump into the first track here. It's by an artist, a producer I've never had on here, to be honest with you, and I'm not actually sure, and a lot of these I'm going to do my best. I've tried to do what research I could, but the artist producer name on this track is Mad Rhino, MAADRHINO, and the track is called Reason. Now, I'm not sure if Mad Rhino is the producer or the singer or both, but either way, it's a really, really cool track, and it's going to make me want to go dive in a little bit deeper on the artist. And maybe I can come back and share some more music and fill you in on what I've learned. But this track is called Reason by Mad Rhino, right here on the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi Podcast, episode 40, Lo-Fi Vocal Beats. Let's give it a listen and talk about it on the other side. Check it out. Reason here by the producer Mad Rhino on Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi Podcast. This is episode number 40, Lo-Fi Vocal Beats. And I love that track. It's just got this, just like the standard kind of lo-fi beat, where it's just got this meditative, droning kind of feel. But the vocals kind of, for those people who really need those vocals, there it is right there. You really start to realize how much lo-fi music is really in mainstream music, even before the lo-fi world kind of blew up a little bit more. But I just love the guitar on that over all the drums. Solid feel. We're going to jump into the next one. This one has an MC on it. This is a collaborative piece between Logi, Lojii, and Alexander Spit, and the track is called Long Way Home. So let's give that a listen, and we'll break it down on the backside on the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi Podcast, episode 40. I'm your host, Chris, producer, the new and the used, and this here is Logi and Alexander Spit with Long Way Home.
People only hit me when we need something. Plus, mama always tripping and my pops always twisted. Who the fuck was gonna talk to when I need something? That was being on the phone. I need Jason Jones that you treat me like I don't really need Jones that you treat me wrong. But let my phones in questions about the pose. So many times I gotta tell them I ain't seen nothing. And you ain't blind, but you don't know I struggle. Don't let your mind see. Y'all believe in something. Pray to God, pray to demons, son, facing all this see, but I still die for love. Where that get done to me, I'm just trying to feel something that ain't just pain and hurt. Hold these words, hold these songs. Just a flaw, human truth is our level, is perfect. Though it's flaws, cause still I find myself searching. I find myself searching. Some get buried in this earth before they break the surface. It almost touched my mama life, but she my mama life. So I can't shake this feeling that I was made on purpose. No king, I feel it dancing. No king, God don't make this perfect. God learn that life is balanced. Without struggle, faith is worse. Without struggle, faith is worse. Cause that's what makes it worse. We all just flawed humans. Nothing makes us perfect. Nothing makes us perfect. It's gonna be our day that one day. It's gonna be our day that way home. I'ma take the long way home. I'ma take the no feel like all I got is faith. No feel like all I got is faith.
You don't gotta turn down nice. You don't gotta turn down nice. Street too small, you can just drop it off right here. Street too small, you can just drop it off right here on this corner.
I'm born and raised down here, South Philly, okay? This shit ain't nothing.
Alright, Logi and Alexander Spit, Long Way Home, right here on the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi Podcast, episode number 40, Lo-Fi Vocal Beats. Just want to give you that reminder, you can go to anchor.fm/Pickles and Beats to find the main homepage and links to all your favorite platforms, no matter if it's a listening thing or a social media thing. There are links to all of them, as well as poll questions. You can leave a voicemail, a text message. There's all kinds of ways to connect with me. If you want to submit beats, you can submit beats through there by sending me a message or by just Pickles and Beats. I like to find them just freely out there in the wild on my, Discover playlists or just kind of free listening whenever I'm in the car or something like that. So yeah, just that track right there. Again, it's just a solid kind of. There's no real climax to the song, I don't feel. It's no build-up anywhere. It's just kind of this steady kind of, I don't even want to say monotone, but steady kind of flow throughout the whole track. But again, that guitar sample in the back, the drums, it's just an overall really cool vibe. I like it a lot. I wanted to say ahead of time, and I apologize for that, but, there's a couple of these do have a word or whatnot in there, some bad words here or there. I don't think there's any major ill intent, but I just want to make sure I point that out in case this is a family thing and folks are listening. So I think the next track or maybe even the next two tracks might have a word or two here or there. But the art is amazing, and I love the work, and I wouldn't want to pass up something like that just because of a word or a phrase. So we're gonna roll with it. So I appreciate you being patient with that. I'm gonna jump into the next one. Why not? Let's do it. This track is called Felt, and it's another collab piece here between UD and Mick Jenkins. Felt. Again, another really cool flow here. I think the song speaks for itself, but we're going to give it a listen and come back and talk about it right here in the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi Podcast, episode 40, Lo-Fi Vocal Beats. We're focusing on just vocal tracks with a lo-fi feel, so check it out.
people commit suicide. They don't know where they invent themselves. People commit suicide. They don't know where they invent themselves. If you do something wrong, they say, this thing you're doing is not good. You must listen to it. Like that. This thing you're doing is not good. You must listen to it. It's all like that. It's all about love. You cannot be about love.
Look, how can I keep myself feeling drinking from 4 cups? How can I keep them feeling drinking money, lust and light? Second nature, I over money, I'm in shock, they need to get it. They say I'm in kind of highlight with the consequence, not the end. They say I'm highlight the consequence, try them blind with the highlight. But one air stride hotline, but that's the highlight. Off, they are ranges of zero stairs. I got off, anxious so long, days in the skies when we build up my cause. Disappearing confidence, more bullshit, I'm tolerant. Sorrow close to them, my friends, I feel depression. Lately my view is cloudy. Differences all the same. Painting pictures of my future, hanging like the ancient frames. Feeling morbid, my heart's got more than ancient frames. I felt that under yesterday, my heart got tomorrow. I feel this more today. My mind's got more than I got under yesterday. My mind's got more tomorrow. I got under yesterday.
I can feel the difference, this shit look the same. I can feel the difference, this shit depending on your instrument. Depending on your we might have to switch the frame. We might have to switch the frame. I just hit my target, I can't say it's aim. I just hit my target, I can't say it's I felt that shit. 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 Yeah. I can feel the difference, this shit look the same. The difference, this shit look the same. Depending on your instrument. Depending on your instrument. Hey, we might have to switch the frame. We might have to switch the frame. I just hit my target, I can just say it's target. I can say it's aim. I felt that shit. 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 I felt that shit.
Decision get validated by outcome. 4 years scrubbing plates, paper features like outcome. Whispers in my ear, they do reaffirm I am mountain. Overly down to earth, I'm the ground. Came back from Mick, I couldn't try to write to her. I run from challenge, so every door locked. Though I got all the keys to make the right. One lens, I call the mirrors. You see what my eye do. Ran for my father's glasses, for my actions, for them eyes. If you eye him, paranoia inside me. My motivation costing me in every touch. All the time we spent together come in bunches. Cause I want hunch. My fear of failure is a hunch. My fear that my little brother grow up with a grudge. Cause you know the younger generation suck up like cause you know the younger generation family that'll detonate a ton. Stress I don't do enough for my blood is everyone. Stress I don't do enough for my fruit of my vine will see the sunlight. I'm alright now. 20 minutes set to shine bright now. Fear that I study history but I'll repeat it. Fear that my leaves can be shaded and I believe them. Afraid of complex, so deep, I'll cut in stitches. Academic balance tipping, so I keep on switching. My vice is momentary, why am I stroking, looking, talking on the straight, monkey vision, come from my instrument.
Look, I can feel the difference, this shit look the same. Depending on your instrument. We might have to switch the frame. I just hit my target, I can't say it's aim. I felt that shit. The difference, this shit look the same. Depending on your instrument. Hey, we might have to switch the frame. I just hit my target, I can't say it's aim. I felt that shit. I felt that shit. I felt that shit.
UD and Mick Jenkins right here on the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast, episode 40, Lo-Fi vocal beats, where we're just lo-fi vocal beats, lo-fi beats that have vocals on them. Obviously we can talk about the fine back and forth about, well, this lo-fi, that lo-fi, I have my own opinions about it, and I've talked about them in episodes 1 through 10, and what I think lo-fi is. Lo-fi is about production and nostalgia and the vibe that it presents, and kind of what you're aiming for with it. But and using the tools that you have at your disposal, and sometimes it's not very good and the quality is rough, but that's kind of the vibe that you're getting from it as well, or you're looking to get from it. And some people continue to use that. Some have a different feel on that. They feel like, well, it's more of just a mentality, or maybe it's just a vibe itself. It's not about the production and how it's made or the rough quality included. Things like that. And usually, again, these limitations were that way because of the quality of equipment that was available to them to make that kind of music. So, I think this is all relative to the person, but it just helps me, and I think it helps the general human, the general person, describe the things that they enjoy by organizing them into these subcategories. So it's no disrespect in any way, and I'm not saying I'm right, but I always love to get that feeling out of the way where it feels like you're miscategorizing it. I might be, but these lo-fi vocal beats, I listen because, I call them that, not just because of maybe a playlist I found them on, like, oh, it's on the lo-fi beats playlist, so it must be lo-fi, because somebody else is doing the same thing, just kind of making their own opinion or formulating their own ideas, and well, it's fun if it's here. These all kind of have this vibe to them. But really, it's the instrumentation, the way that it sounds. Sounds the way again, I wasn't part of the production, but it sounds like a way production I would expect lo-fi to be done. That makes sense. That might be kind of goofy there, but a little twisty. But I would say, the piano, I love the piano and the bass on this. Really just ambient, kind of filling a role. Just kind of filling that background spot for the vocals to come over top. It's really just about setting the vibe for those vocals. Again, if you can see the waveform on this, it's just one giant chunk. There's no gradual builds up to the middle of the waveform, gets really big, and the waveform on recording, that's when you're looking at it, the bigger waveform is louder, the smaller waveforms are typically going to be quieter. It's just one giant chunk all the way across. There's no build, there's no crescendo, decrescendo, but just interesting. I always like to kind of point that stuff out, because usually when you're listening to a lo-fi chill beat, it starts out really soft, builds to this maybe bigger crescendo. It's not really loud, or it builds to a bigger climax, and then slowly fades its way out of existence there, by maybe adding or removing parts. But these beats are a little different than that. So let's jump into the next one. How about that? I just want to remind everybody, I am your host, Chris, producer, the new and the used. So if you hate everything I'm saying, please send me a message. Find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, doesn't matter, the new and the used, and tell me how much you hate it. That would make me laugh. Otherwise, you can also go to anchor.fm/pickles and beats and find everything related to Pickles and Beats, the label, the podcast, etc. So get those giving a listen. Let's jump into the next track. This track is called Do Me That Favor, and this is by a pretty regular producer out there that most people know, Old Burger Beats, and Vuyo, Vuyo. And once again, the track is called Do Me That Favor. Let's check it out.
Stranded little game too hot. Then she asked me about my name. She inquired about my accent and hope I never make it rain. We proceeded to the dance floor, just to buzz a little. Sometimes I might drink much, but tonight I feel smooth. Beautiful pictures hanging in the roof. That's my girl. Body considered contemporary art. If it's tea or it's moment, it's too much. This is the love that my mind used to remind me about. Man, I'm in trouble. I'm real big. fucking studio and see how this fucking studio and see how the terms I go and sketch. Zoom into the terms I go and place, cause my place is filled with compadres that wouldn't pass a drug test, but kick it like a Mbappe. I just wanna get my boob in your boob. I just wanna zoom out about your boob. I make the living. How about your boob? I make the sorry, maybe I'm speaking hyper. Shake is the B. I'm so Chardonnay. Talking also chronic. Before I leave, exchange numbers and playlists, cause I just wanna listen to whatever you listen to. I got a couple gems, got a couple gems. I traded with some friends, I traded with some friends. All that shit is vinyl, but I heard through the grapevine that shit be on title. No. But I can give you guest list and a flat drive if you make it to our show. If you make it to our show.
Beats and Voyo right here on the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast. This is episode number 40, Lo-Fi vocal beats. Just highlighting a lot of vocals on lo-fi tracks. They've been getting more popular and more popular and more popular, and rightfully so. I mean, it's amazing stuff. I mean, especially for those that I'm biased. I love lo-fi beats and lo-fi hip hop and boom bap, and kind of how it's evolved over time. And you know, there's going to be the purists out there, the Wintons, you know, that just like, that's not how this is supposed to be done, or this is how it's supposed to be. You got to just, you know, let people enjoy making music. That's why I love Madlib so much. He's just such an, you know, introverted dude, just likes making his stuff. I don't know if he talks much to other people or really talks, you know, bad about other folks, but, you know, it's just, every time I've ever listened to that he's done or anything that he talks about, it's always just like, make music for you. Make music that you enjoy. And if you're out there making music for, you know, other people or to make a bunch of money or hope to get playlisted or whatever, I just want to do it for this, then you're probably just going to get disappointed in some way, shape, or form. Unless you really enjoy making that music, then it's great. That's what you just make music for you that you like, that you would listen to yourself, and let everything else just fall into place. Because, you know, if nobody listens to it but you like it, then good, you got some new music yourself, and it's original music of your own. Like, you got to at least take it for what it is. So I don't know where I'm going with that, but Lo-Fi Vocal Beats is where we're listening to, and having a good time here doing it. So that track, Old Burger Beats. If you've never listened to Old Burger Beats, please go do yourself a favor and look up Old Burger Beats, because the tracks that he puts together are amazing. Amazing production work. But, yeah, let's jump into the next one. This next one is kind of become extremely popular, and, you know, at least throughout my TikTok. If I flip through TikTok and, you know, I'm posting beats or I'm looking up other producers making beats, and this one actually, that's the reason why it made it on the podcast. Honestly, I was just doing some, you know, promotion work and production work, and it came up in my feed. And it's a track called Happy Pills, and it's a collaborative piece between Brad Brooks and Rosebud Thinks, and she's got a really cool vibe to the beat in the background, and the guy's flow is it just they fit together. It's like two puzzle pieces together perfectly. So I don't know, you can let me know what you think if you feel the same way, but just the kind of bounce, the bop of the track, and the kind of bounce bop of the guy's, you know, vocal flow. It just all fits hand in hand. So I'm just a big fan. I'm fumbling through. I'm probably not giving it the justice it deserves. I'm going to let the music speak for itself. But let's jump into that track. It's called Happy Pills, once again, by Brad Brooks and Rosebud Thinks, right here on the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast, episode 40, Lo-Fi Vocal Beats. Check it out.
You're impressed, aren't you? Cheer up, Charlie Brown. Tomorrow's the last day of school.
I'm addicted to my phone screen for low key, still yoga. I put my OD, so I forgot to mention the dimension. So I'm quiet, then you then they flippin' like hey. I got some conscience, rather stay home, cause all the parties get shot. I can't groove, but the nigga if you like how I can show you to my house. Never like lose, I like lose, I always must go down to earth, buried in gold and soil, never felt spoiled, my grill's 10 for it. Sometimes you gotta smile, even it's fake. A dollar a day make the dollar day away, so I'ma smile any way that I can. A dollar a day make the pain go away, make the pain go away, so I'ma smile any way that I can. I don't need no happy pills, mama. I don't need no happy pills. I don't need no happy pills. I don't need no happy pills. It goes like drink more water. When I clear my chakras, I'm a young chakras. There's only one problem, there's only one man. Cool matata, and the mama still love good energy. Mama still love good energy. Cause all you gonna have is days. Cause all you gonna have is your heart is inch. If your heart is inch, life is just like you gotta smile even if fake. Sometimes you gotta smile even if fake.
I tell myself that I need to change. You say the name to change. You say the name is vain. But then you pray.
A dollar a day make the pain go away, so I'ma smile any way that I can. So I'ma smile any way that I can. A dollar a day make the pain go away, so I'ma smile any way that I can. So I'ma smile any way that I can. I don't need no happy pills. I don't need no happy pills, doctor. I don't need no happy pills, doctor. I don't need no
happy pills. Brad Brooks and Rosebud Thinks, right here on the Pickles and Beats Lo-Fi podcast, episode 40, Lo-Fi Vocal Beats, and that's Brad Brooks is on the vocals there. Awesome flow. Like I said, I stumbled upon TikTok, so I know TikTok started as a dance thing for little kids, but if you're not on TikTok, you're not paying attention, especially if you're a producer, a beat maker, or something like that. I know that's a Gary Vee kind of thing to say, but it's true. There's definitely a lot of really cool stuff out there, and not a bad place to get some organic placement. So yeah, anyway, Brad Brooks crushing it, and Rosebud Thinks must be making that beat. I love the Little Charlie Brown reference, and the guitar throughout is pretty sweet. I'm just overall big fan of the track in general, but just want to make sure I pointed that one out. That one might be the most recognizable, I think, for a lot of folks, just because while the song was playing, I decided to go and give a look at his page on Spotify, and I think that one has like about 3 million plays, and but he's only got about 70,000 monthly listeners, which is surprising because he's got some other tracks on there that are pretty tight as well, and most of them all have kind of lo-fi beats to them, which is pretty cool. So I'm slowly becoming a fan of Brad Brooks there, I think, for sure. Cool stuff. But I just wanted to give a big thanks to everybody for coming and hanging out. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate you. If this is your first episode, thank you so much. Please come back on a regular basis. I usually try to post at least twice a week, unless things are going on, and it's been really hot up here in the Pacific Northwest, 100 plus degrees, and I do a lot of my recording and quiet work when I got to record loud studio stuff or live studio stuff or vocals and stuff like that in a little shed. And so it's I can't have the air conditioner running, I can't have fans going or anything like that, so it's a little too hot to do the podcast. So I apologize for those that are expecting the Monday and Wednesday podcast that didn't happen last week, or this week, depending on when you're listening. But regularly it's at least a couple times a week. And we've got also, if you haven't had the opportunity to listen to these Music Plus Talk podcasts I've been doing also, those are on the Pickles and Beats page on Spotify. So if you're on any other listening platform, you're scrolling through, it'll just 1 through 30, or 1 through 40. But if you're listening on Spotify, there are other hidden podcasts in there that are Music Plus Talk podcasts, where I can access all kinds of different music that I wouldn't be able to normally access. So anyway, I appreciate everybody for coming in. And whether you're having a morning, evening, afternoon, depending on the time of day you're out there, I hope you're having a good one, and relax. a little bit and hanging out. So we'll talk to y'all soon. I want you to take it easy. Keep it lo-fi. Peace. All right. Let's see. Hopefully that came out a little bit better. I know I saw it zapping on your guys' side a little bit, but we'll see how the recording came out, because the recording was funky. It was all choppy and too much. Maybe I'm just doing too much on my computer. But you know how that goes sometimes. Got to push it to the limit. All right, well, I'm going to chop this up, see if we can come back and do another podcast. Let's get a second one in. But it's only depending on if the technology is doing what it needed to do. Appreciate you. All right, we'll be back in just a little bit. Hopefully, if not, then find us on all major platforms. Anchor.fm/Pickles and Beats. And find your favorite platform, of course.